Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. Here we are again, another beautiful day here in Western Massachusetts. We're in a big cold spell here, going to be below freezing for the next couple of weeks. Just want to give a shout out to all the poor people out there in California. Those fires are just insane, and just happened to catch some of it on YouTube the other day, and unbelievable. So thoughts and prayers to all those people out there. So anyway, we are working on the 1935 Ford Coupe. Made some decisions. It, had to get some things out of the way. I had to cut my tire, spare tire mounting bracket on the back off. Take some of these other brackets that were on here for other things that we've eliminated because there was a bracket on each side which held they had a piece of wood strapped in here that kind of gave them a little shelf, in the back of the trunk. We've got some rotten here we're going to cut out today. We'll discuss the trunk plans. We'll talk about what I'm doing on the side walls here. And again, hard to do a video on this every day because I have to kind of move forward and then I sit back and stare at it and come up with the next game plan because it's just, we're building something from nothing from something. You know what I mean? We cut apart that Model 48. Anybody who's first time watching this video, this was a Ford Model 48, 1935, a two-door, but it was a four-seater. There was a bench seat in the back and two bucket seats in the front. And we cut 21 inches. This roof line basically sat back here, and there was the humpback trunk. And so this was back here by 21¼ inches, approximately here. We cut this roof off, brought it forward, sectioned it. Then the front was an inch higher, and we took and we sectioned this, cutting the windshield, dropping the front end down by an inch. So we've made a lot of modifications, and I couldn't be happier how it's coming out, which is a good thing. So I watched a special on Elvis Presley this morning at 5 o'clock it started. So we were up early. And it just brought back a lot of memories because, believe it or not, in 1977, I believe, my brother can straighten me out on this, but we went to see Elvis Presley at the Springfield Civic Center in Massachusetts. And so I saw Elvis Presley, and it was pretty exciting. And that was the show in Springfield where he gave a guitar to a woman in the audience. And I remember maybe 10 years ago or less seeing that. It was like back on the news, our local news, they were talking about that guitar, and she still has it. So my brother had gone down early in the morning, and he stood in line literally all day to get Elvis tickets, and they were probably like $6 or $7 a piece, maybe $8. And that was that. So just a crazy fun fact. It's just something that was on this morning. I watched it. It was the 1972 special of Elvis, and he was really, looking good at that point. By the time we saw him, I think we saw him a year before he passed away. So Elvis Presley, the king. Anyway, so let's get to it. Let me show you what we're doing. Let's try to get something done today, and we'll go from there, all right? So let's check it out. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We, again, up here in New England, we are in a cold spell, and it sucks. But the good news is we haven't been getting any snow, so that's real good news. So right here, let me put my glasses on because I am blind as a bat without them. And so this is, the weld line, which you can obviously see, of this roof line that is cut forward here, cut up over here, and then this is where we took an inch out of the door, added it back on, took an inch out of the door here, cut it and added it back on, and had to put a weld mark in the center, a seam, and then here's a seam in the front window where this came down an inch. So now, what my thoughts are, I can weld this back in. I cut this line here, and then we'll cut it back around and get it, cut off even to about here, and then I can make one piece of metal back here and form it around the corner. And what I'm going to do is take some 3/4 inch angle iron, and I'm going to notch that, a bunch of notches in that, and then we'll get it so it takes this curve on each side of the trunk. So we'll get that line in, weld it up down to here. So we'll have the trunk line on both sides, and then I can work metal up that line around here. We'll have our piece across where the trunk will be, and we'll have our trunk hole, and then we can have one piece of sheet metal come across the back here. Now, obviously, same thing on the other side. So I've already cut, put this, nothing's welded yet. I cleaned out the inside, so the inside's looking good, to move forward here. So today, I think I want to tack both sides. We have to cut out this inside. See where we're rotted here? Sun's shining right through there. Sun's real low this time of year here. So this has to come out. This will expose the gas tank. I've got to really check on the gas tank before I move too much further. Anyway, see what our plan is for that. I have, these are the holes for the original hinges, and this is the well, the water catch, or gutter, water trough. I don't know the medical name for that, but these are the hinges from the old trunk, which I may be able to reuse, and this is the trunk off the back of that car. So, needless to say, we're kind of gives us a little bit of an advantage, but I have to measure from these holes and get all these numbers right and all that. So we got a lot to do. Let's see what we can get done. So wintertime in New England, nothing better to do but be inside on these cold, cold days and work on your stuff. So let me get the welder around the corner here. We'll get this thing welded up. We'll release those clamps, see how it looks. I'm going to put you on pause. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So we will weld this in place, and then we'll take a gander at it, see what we think. Put your ground on. Gas on. Good. Put my gloves on. So I watched a video on welding, and the video was called 5 Ways to Die While Welding. Most of them were, pretty obvious, but one, he said that you get ultraviolet light, like sunshine light, on your hands when you're welding, when it flashes, and he says it can cause skin cancer or melanoma. I'm like, never heard that one before, but it makes sense, I guess. First weld of the day, already welded up. Hard to see here. I want to make sure I'm even here. grab a hammer. I gotta grind that first weld off because it was a little high, and I don't want that. And of course, you want to jump around with your welding because you don't want to get anything too hot. Because heat and steel, what do? They don't mix. All right, that'll get us to there. Now what I want to do, trim this piece off. I gotta find my pen. We're always looking for stuff. That's what we do here. We look for stuff. If you're missing your stuff, give me a call. I might know where it is. We'll just use the old do it by feel. Get like an inch there. That's what I did around the rest of it. So that'll work. Let me get my gloves again. I'll get some thicker gloves when I'm grinding. And those are on the other side. All right. Let's see what you guys are. The Patriot single. All right, some 90-year-old steel. We'll save it for something. Okay. Now this shows you the side, and I plan on, now we can put a piece of steel in here, shape it to come around over to where our trunk line will be, and now I can have one piece of steel try to shape this whole piece in. And on the next time, the next time we get together, we'll be doing that. So that shows you that. Let's do this side. The lighting is not good, guys. You know what we're going to do? We'll cut the trunk line out first. Sorry about the lighting. As I said, the sun is low. I don't know where our best spots are. Maybe right here. That sounds good. All right. Get the gloves. Now, you know I'm cutting around where the trunk is, but where the gas tank is, but the gas tank has been empty for years. We've had the tank, we're not cutting into the tank, we're cutting above the tank, so don't think that I'm doing anything crazy, although it wouldn't be first time. And I did the thing you're not supposed to do. I left my gas on overnight the other night and lost about 500 pounds out of it, but there's 2,500 pounds in it, so we're okay. Fun, fun, fun till your daddy takes a T-bird away. Everybody. We're making dust and noise. Turn my air on. Okay, what do we got? Anybody? Anybody at all? If that was a game show, you couldn't do that in 100 years. Today, thank you. All right, we can save it. No? No, I don't think so. This is a piece of structural in here, so we don't want to cut that. And there's screws that are, I don't think they're coming out. So let me get a wrench for here. See if we can get that bolt out on both sides. That's got to be a body mount. So let me get some stuff. Get our, gotta turn the air on. Any noisy? No, it's full air. Good. Yes, Elvis, 1977. Pretty wild. It might have been 76. I don't know. I do not know. Oh, that's always fun. So, there's a bolt under there. Oh my God. That's a big square nut in a horrible spot. So we're going to cut this thing off because that's not happening without getting under the car. All right, enough out of you. So, we'll do the other way. We will just cut that panel out. If I have enough, this is my last cutting blade, cutting disc. Hopefully we got enough. Hang on, guys. Everybody went for a ride. We'll shoot the camera, man. Still running? Yeah, we're still running. All right. Could have been worse. Okay. So, here we are. Get this piece out of the way. Now this exposes our rear end. You can see the rear end there for the axle. There. Gearbox, axle, gas tank, all covered in Texas sand. No charge for the Texas sand. And so I've got to get that cleaned up. As I was saying, this is a body mount here, that bolt. And below it is a big square nut. Feels like it's like an inch, inch and an eighth. And I do not want to get under there right now. But the gas tank is a whole nother concern. I mean, it feels good and solid. I just don't know if we're going to be able to save it. I've got to take it out. And maybe it can be turned and burned, you know, all the tumbled with stone, and then put a liquid sealer in there. They have a company called Cream, K-R, I think E-E-M. And we've used it in motorcycle gas tanks before. And it lines the tank with a ceramic coating. It's an A and B mixture, and you wash out the tank with an acid, and that's that. So I've also think I've made a decision to take this piece off here. In the last video, we've worked on this piece here, and I think what I'm gonna do is cut that right off at the drip rail here, and then make a new piece. And just why not, right? So we've got a lot to do. And a short time to do it. No, we've got no rush here. So for today, I think that's going to get us into next time we'll put in these railings in the back here and get our trunk line set and this curve set here. We'll know where we're going with a piece of steel, make a pattern for that. And then I can probably, where my trunk line is, come across with one solid piece of steel, which I'm considering it'll be like the easy button. And that'll be that. So again, thanks for all the great comments. Thanks for coming back. Please subscribe to the channel so we can keep on making good content, and it helps me out to get the videos a little further out there, because it's all an algorithm, and the less people watching, the less people see it. So obviously it's a little more complex than that, but that's it. So for today's video, when you get done here, go out and listen to a little Elvis Presley, because it sure was great music back in the 70s. Part of our growing up, part of our era. And that's it. And he was a Cadillac man. Elvis liked his caddies. He bought his mother a brand new Cadillac back then. I don't know what year, but he was definitely a Cadillac man. So hey, have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.